Jagannathan.
Good afternoon. My time's been cut down to 10 minutes. Thank you so much. I was planning to cover talking about how I got into the whole thing and then bust a few myths about modeling. I'm sure each and every one of you have a lot of ideas about how models are and what they do. Trust me, I had them too until I got into it by accident. And then the topic of invent the future. When they first called me, my first reaction was, what? Are you kidding me? Me invent the future. It made absolutely no sense. And then after a lot of thinking, contemplation, and I really want to sound very brainy out here after all the people we had, I came up with something. It's one line, so I'm saving it for the end. I'm your average Tambram girl, as Gibran said. I'm a Ter Sadam. That's how I started in school. I had two big plats, my soda buddhi and your backpack and your bata chappals, and then I used to go to school. I used to be that girl who is really super tiny. I thought I would never grow up taller. I had a brother who's 6'4", so imagine a palm tree and then imagine me there. So I would be like, crap, I'm going to be a dwarf. And then I used to be the girl who was first in line, and thanks to my brilliant attire every day, none of the boys used to talk to me. So books became my best friends, and I was the biggest geek you could find. But one thing that I really like and love is I think I have the best mother in the world. Like, she's the coolest thing ever. Like, she's cooler than me. Every time, even as a kid, when you're told to do something, she would explain to me why. I don't think she had to, but she did it. And even as a kid, everybody made a decision at home. I was asked why, and I was that tiny thing, and my opinion mattered. That taught me that I have a voice, and that counts. And what I want to do is what matters. So I was in second grade when I decided I wanted to do something in fashion. Lord knows why. The irony of it was I still looked that way for a long time. And in seventh grade, I went for this contest organized by NASA, which was some Red Rover Goes to Mars. So some 40,000 kids, they picked 40 of us. And we were in ISRO, and we had a meeting with the ISRO head. And he asked all of us, what do you want to be? So each and every person gets up and says, I want to make rockets faster than the speed of light, and I want to do this and do that. Half of that went over my head. I didn't even know what they were talking about. And then, first of all, I think there were only two girls in the whole room. And then I get up and I say, all you scientists dress like shit. And I want to do something about it. And instead of throwing me out, they actually took a separate picture with me, and they made me feel good about it, and all these things helped. I finished my schooling, and I wanted to do design. So I went to Ahmedabad to do interior design. Okay, in my family, you're either a doctor, you're a PhD, or go into banking. The moment you say design, they think you've flunked into your 12 boards. They're like, you really? You want to do a course to learn where to stick wallpaper, what color paint to put on the wall? That was the reaction I got. So I went there, and after 2.5 years, I realized that's not what I wanted to do. I quit it, and I came back. I came back to a big I told you so on my face from everybody. But who cares? I didn't like it. And this is the most important part, and I think that's the best thing that ever happened to me. And I think everybody should do it at some point in time in their life. Drift. All you have to do is drift. Try everything that comes your way. Have an aim. Know what you want to be in life, but at some point in time, take that break to know and experiment and try everything you want to do. That's all I did. I was drifting. I was watching every movie I wanted to. I was taking every course I wanted to. I was learning dance. I was learning a bit of cooking here. I was learning everything I could find. And one day, I was in Ispahani, chilling in CCD with my friends, and I walked out and I saw Rehani's store. And I'm like, I want to work there. I walked in and I just said, I want a job. I have no background in fashion at all, but I want to work here. She was very sweet enough to humor me and say she'll get back to me in a few days, and surprisingly, I got a call to work there. And I started working there, and my 2 months there, I learned so much about fashion. It is not even funny. That woman is amazing. And in that process, I met this model. We became good friends, and that's how modeling happened for me. Miss Chennai had already started in 2009. 3 weeks were over. 2 sets of eliminations were done. And I happened to meet her, and she's like, why don't you do modeling? And I seriously like, are you kidding me? And it became a challenge and a dare from my mom, who basically is like, you're this total tomboy. Go out there, please learn to walk in heels. Learn to be a girl. And I have huge issues with stage fear. I could never do this. I could never come up here, stand and talk in front of so many people. I used to be the tiny rat in the corner that squeaks when there are 3 people and not talk to so many people at all. So Miss Chennai was the challenge that my mom gave me, and I think that was, again, another amazing thing that happened. I happened to win, and I'll tell you what happened. They announced the Chennai Man results first on stage. We have training and grooming sessions where you're taught how to speak, how to write your answers, how to present yourself with grace, be a lady, and all of those things. He does all of those things when his title is announced and he gets a crown. They call my name and I swear on stage. I am in Colombo. I have the president's wife and son waiting to crown me, and I go bleep, 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 and then I do that all over again. Bleep, 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 bleep. And this is going to be telecast on television, so they're cursing me and they're trying to edit it on the spot. I didn't know this then. I found out about this later. And from backstage, I have my coordinator yelling at me, shut up, smile, walk, and come back. So that is exactly what happened. So I am not your conventional model. I am not what you usually have. And with Miss Chennai, I got the opportunity to go to Korea and represent the country. And it was supposed to be a UN peace pageant, and it was wonderful. In the sense, I met girls from across the world. It was an interesting cultural exchange. I also learned that some people thought global warming was everybody having heaters at home. Seriously, we're 8 of us standing when we're all being asked questions. That's the whole Miss Speech title comes. And someone asked this girl about global warming, and she very sincerely says, I have heater at home. I go to sleep in a warm bed. Everybody should sleep in a warm bed. Thank you. And this girl is stunning, mind you. All these girls come here, they're like 5'10" and 11, and they have plastic surgery done, and they look like these models you see on FTV, and that's not how I picture myself. So I go there, I'm like, are you kidding me? This is what they've sent me to. And then they open their mouths, and some of them said this, but mind you, we had doctors there. You had women who were pediatricians, you had women who were meteorologists and scientists, so not all models are dumb. Trust me, we aren't. Some of us do study. It just so happens we like to look pretty and make some money out of it. Hey, what's the big deal in that? So, yeah, okay, that's the time. So this is what I gained out of that. And at the end of all of this and what I'm doing currently now in life, there's one thing I've learned. Before you invent the future or you think about the future, like a lot of people have said, like Mr. T.M. Krishna did and everybody, think about the present. And sometimes it's okay to not think. Just do. Just do everything that comes your way. Have fun. And at some point in time, you'll figure out a couple of things you like, and you can make a life out of it. Thank you.